Ever tried telling a hummingbird from a sparrow? To the human eye, they're clearly different, but to an AI, they're like twins in a photo album. That's the challenge of fine-grained object detection, spotting tiny differences between similar objects. And now, a new AI method is cracking this code, even when the model has never seen the species before. Let's break down how it works. So here's the problem. Traditional AI models need lots of examples to learn. If you show a computer 10,000 pictures of dogs, it'll recognize a dog. But what if you want it to spot a rare bird it's never seen? That's where zero-shot learning steps in. It's like giving a kid a description of a new animal and asking them to guess what it looks like. The catch: the model has to imagine details it's never seen, based on text alone. But here's the twist. When objects are super similar, like two types of finches, the AI gets confused. That's where this new approach, called MSHC, shines. It's not just about memorizing labels, it's about understanding relationships. Think of it as teaching the AI to see the family tree of birds. For example, it learns that a red-winged blackbird is closer to a common grackle than a blue jay. This helps it make smarter guesses when faced with ambiguous images. So how does MSHC do this? Let's break it down. First, it uses multi-level semantic vectors, digital descriptions that capture both the big picture, like a bird's overall shape, and the tiny details, like the exact shade of its feathers. These vectors act like a bridge between text and images. When the model sees a description like buffish head, black flight feathers, it doesn't just guess. It synthesizes those details, almost like painting a picture in its mind. Next, MSHC employs a hierarchical contrastive loss. Imagine the model is building a family tree. It learns that species in the same genus, like different flamingos, should be close in its brain space, while species from different families, like flamingos versus woodpeckers, should be far apart. This helps the model understand not just individual features, but how they fit into a bigger hierarchy. Then there's the generative network, a digital artist that takes text descriptions and rough image outlines, then adds realistic details. If the text says buffish belly, the network doesn't just add any brown color. It matches the exact shade and texture based on the hierarchy of similar birds. This is powered by attention mechanisms, which focus on the most relevant words in the description. If the text mentions flight feathers, the network zooms in on the wings. The final piece: a contrastive loss that double-checks the model's work. It ensures the AI doesn't just guess randomly. Instead, it compares the image to all the. But how do these components stack up in real tests? Let's dive into the research. The team evaluated two key tools: the MSHC module, which generates hyperdetailed images from text, and the MSHC loss, a training technique that sharpens the model's ability to distinguish similar objects. They tested 4 setups: a baseline model, one without MSHC, one without MSHC, and their full system. The results? Pure magic. When they added MSHC, the model's accuracy for unseen classes jumped from 5.8% to 69%, a huge leap when dealing with rare or new categories. Pair that with MSHC, and the gains stacked up: a 4% improvement in spotting unseen objects and a record-breaking score in hierarchical accuracy. Think of it like giving the model a superpower to distinguish between a sparrow and a sparrowhawk, or a toy plane and a real one. Here's the real kicker: they didn't just test modules, they tweaked the math. The team experimented with how the model weighs information across different levels of a hierarchy. Turns out a simple linear weighting phi, L equals L, outperformed other methods. Why? It balances focusing on specific details with keeping bigger categories clear, like zooming in on a bird's beak and remembering it's part of the bird family. And the visuals? Mind-blowing. When they mapped the model's internal representations, the difference was stark. With traditional methods, similar objects bled into each other. But with MSHC, the model cleanly separated them by genus, like grouping birds by their family tree. It's a visual proof that the AI now understands structure, not just patterns. So what does this mean for the future? This isn't just about numbers. It's about building smarter systems that adapt to new challenges without endless data. Imagine AI helping scientists spot rare species in wildlife photos, doctors finding hidden tumors in scans, or self-driving cars telling a pedestrian from a traffic cone. The possibilities are endless. Next time you see a tricky object in a photo, remember, AI is getting smarter at catching those tiny, game-changing details. And with breakthroughs like MSHC, the future of zero-shot learning isn't just bright, it's sharp. Stay tuned for the next part, where we'll explore how this tech could revolutionize real-world applications. The future of AI. It's zero-shot, and it's way more exciting than you think.